Your go.
Hey everybody, welcome to Weaver's Wonderful World. Told you I'd finally get it right. This 40 Grit, I am your temporary, guest slash beta slash. I'm the cuck host. Um,
He's the
brought to
game
you,
master of the game.
yeah, I'm the whipping boy. For this little side adventure, welcome to Dark Ties Odyssey, where we're going to take three players through a custom storyline utilizing Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition by Wizards of the Coast. Um, Gentlemen, welcome. Uh,
Thank you, thank you.
Also, a shameless plug for myself. I do have my own YouTube channel, 40 Good Tabletop Adventures. It's more of a radio show style, so no video. If you just want to give a listen to good old fashioned tabletop shenanigans, then feel free to check it out.
Also, real
But,
quick, another plug.
mhm.
There is Dungeons and Mesh, which is our online group for Discord that we do D&D adventures in as well.
Yeah, where I dungeon master and a few other people dungeon master, and we're going through Avernus, Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and I don't think it's a custom story. I think it's still a pre built, but it's called God's Fall.
It's pre-built, just not by Wizards of the Coast. It's by
Ah,
another.
so
It's by another group.
third party Skull Candy, got it.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
much.
I call it Skull Candy because it comes from the brain. It's sweet and delicious. Uh,
It's magically delicious.
so we have if you want to, gentlemen, you want to introduce yourselves, not your characters. If you want to introduce yourselves.
hmm
I'm going to do something a little bit differently with character introductions. So there's only three of you. Um, but if you have anything you want to plug or anything, now would be the time.
yeah, for sure. I am Mr. Sauce. You can call me Sauce. I don't currently have anything to plug. I'll let you know when that changes. Um, but yeah, no, I'm here. I'm new. I'm ready to play the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mag, if you
Anybody
want
else?
to go next. Mag?
So I am Mag, here to play.
He's here to murder.
And I am Ginsu Weaver, the host of Weaver's Wonderful World. Although in this video I am not the host, that would be 40 Grit's Tabletop Adventures. So in this one, I'm just going to be a regular player.
That is the tongue. All right. That being said, this is session one of Dark Ties Odyssey, and let's get to the game. Welcome to the land of Roanoka. It is a cold and dreary place. It is full of people that are the salt of the earth. They till the land and hunt the deep woods. Villages are isolated by treacherous paths that are only free in the summer months, where winter storms change into pouring rain that wash out the valleys and create bogs that attract creatures that make nests for their young in fresh mud and to feast on the bones of wayward travelers. This land is home to all races, from the sturdy dwarfs to the cunning goblins of the high pass. When the world is harsh and there is little reason to judge and isolate any person that is willing to stand at your side, we focus on the kingdom of Selavel. It is a land controlled by a monarch that has a wise and staunch king, Leopold Largus III. Though his glory days are far behind him, now he sits aged like the trees of this land, waiting for the blades of death's axe to claim him. His only son, Prince Talilagus, first of his name, is only a mere child, and has yet to learn to fear the dark of the woods. His mother taken from him by plague and only 2 years after his birth. The townfolk whisper of a failed resurrection and dark secrets that may hide behind the shadow of the throne. The king's greatest force in the land is the Bonded, a sworn order of warriors and casters alike, finding purpose in hunting foul creatures that stalk the land and threaten the peace and lives of its citizens. recognized by the braided red leather that a bonded may decorate upon themselves in any fashion as long as it is visible. These servants of the land use skills, magic, and faith to fight back against the hordes of creatures that burden the land and its people. A bonded may be called to enact the will of the local lords or even be judge to the crimes and wrongdoings. Yet they hold no loyalty to nobility and are even ordained by the king to keep the highborn in check if need be. Their charter does not allow for the outright killing of criminals or corrupted lords, but instead encourages to preserve life and bring the accused to the hand of the law. The hand is not just a terminology, it is a title, a position of honor bestowed upon the members of the bonded that have outlived the field and seek the quiet life in the villages they once protected. Dirt roads, dark woods, and towering mountains await those who follow this path. Those that put their own lives and blood in front of tooth and claw to protect the weak, to serve the land, and bring safety and progress to its people. And as you can tell, I'm a narcissist and love the sound of my own voice. So, first thing we're going to do is going to roll initiative.
Oh shit.
Oh, fuck.
Bitches. Die. Just a warning. Ginsu can claim to this. I do not make balanced encounters. I will kill you if I have the chance. Running is always a perfectly valid option.
Understood.
I'm not going to outright murder
Um,
you, but I will make it to where it's possible.
Now, just out of curiosity, is this isn't a combat initiative, is it?
Asking for initiative.
Okay.
So that's roll your d20 value and add your dex modifier and any bonuses that may apply.
Then I am for.
Did you guys hear me a second ago?
I did not, and I didn't hear Mag either, but I did see he rolled a 13.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I accidentally rolled twice.
I'll
I
just
said
take the
that
first.
in the past
When
10.
that,
I said that in the past 10 years, of trying to, he's only ever killed one character, and that character was still brought back.
actually, I killed 3 just the other day. Remember? Because
You
I
got
warned people the gloves
close.
were off, and I was coming for them.
You got close, but you used me
I
to
mean,
kill. You used me to kill Kira's character.
yes, yes. You are part of my toys when I cast Charm on you. Where are you, Sauce? I'm only seeing 2 rolls.
Let me type it because I use the dice on D&D Beyond.
Oh, well, hold on a second. I'll pull
If
that
you're
up.
using Chrome, there should be an extension that will allow you to connect Roll20 and D&D Beyond together.
Yep, there is. It does not work for mobile though, so you have to use a desktop system.
Yeah.
They're still
That's
working
fine.
out
That's
a.
what I'm getting.
They're still working out a patch for that. I see it now. 14. I pulled up the login on my system. All right, so
Oh.
Sauce, you're gonna go first,
Ooh,
which means
wonderful.
I need to pull this up. Where did it go? Where did it go? Should have been more prepared. My apologies.
I'll never forgive you.
Of course not. Okay. L, you're having that dream again. You're in someone else's body. Your skin is cold, but your blood is boiling. Your heartbeat is deafening. You can taste the iron of blood in your mouth. The place is unfamiliar, and you can scarcely make out the details. You hear voices, but you can't make out what they're saying. You're disorientated. Things calm down, though. The voices keep talking, but nothing registers with you. The voices come to a stop, and you get the feeling they've come to an agreement. You get a sickening feeling, and though your body is being, as though your body is being turned inside out. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up! Wake up! You find yourself coming awake. The hearth is cold. You're inside of an odd thing. It's a room, square in nature. Well, more rectangle, 20 foot by 30 foot stone, and it has a central chimney column in the center. There's nothing else in there. You're laying on cold, hard stone, shivering as the morning air of winter is seeping into the stone around you. You know where the door is. You're not being held prisoner or anything like that. In fact, you stumbled upon this oddity in the middle of the night, and we're thankful for it. You know that outside these stone walls, the little room that you're in is shaped like a tree. Branches of a great evergreen sticking out from the stonework, hiding it, making it appear to be just another one. But there was something about it, something about the look of it. You can now see that there are holes in the top where sunlight is pouring through. Go ahead and describe your character.
My character is 5'10", human. Dark hair, put in braids in various places around his. Um, the clothes that he is wearing are typically black and red, a jacket, uh, with a well, not sure. would
Are
it
they
have
technical
the red leather
clothes,
cord or
you said they're
yes,
technically
technical
closed?
clothes.
So, like, are they tattered or broken, or are they
Uh
fresh?
no, no, they're as fresh as any like normally worn clothes are. Um he has a jacket, and I don't know if he has the cord, but if he does, he does.
I mean, of course you have the cord. It's
Yeah.
it's right there on the lapel,
On his
hooked to
Ye-
the collar, and it stretches down about a foot and a half down the left arm. Your fingers brush along it, and it is a braided red leather cord is thicker than your thumb. The leather was highly polished and meticulously cared for, and as you just kind of look at it compared to the rest of the jacket, it seemed like it was cleaned daily.
Hmm. Um, he does have silver eyes. I forgot to describe that part. Uh,
Mhm.
Silver eyes that are very uh mystical in a nature in nature.
Are they more metallic or are they color?
They're more color. I would say.
Okay.
Hmm. Um, yeah.
Next to the door of the room, you can see a sort of a hand-drawn scrap of leather, which has the path that you found last night etched out on it, with a line leading down the hills and a large circular pattern inscribed on leather with the word Brillin. As you look about the room, your stomach gurgles with hunger. Your mouth is parched with thirst. Could be a better place to be. Could be a worse. I leave that to you. As the camera shifts, the perspective shifts across. The perspective shifts to a inn. The inn is comfy and dark. It's full of sweet-smelling tobacco. There's a murmur of harsh conversation and gruttal words. There are several people that are farmers and tradesmen and other type of crafts that would normally be out in the fields working, finishing up their harvests and everything, but they all seem to be gathered for some reason. A gentleman steps forward, his clothes cleanly pressed. He is dark, rutted red skin of a tiefling with curling ram's horns, and he's aged. He's about mid-40s. Excuse me, everyone, if I could have your attention, please. Thank you for gathering with us today. News of another abduction came to me last night. There's a lot of murmur from the people in the room. One man speaks up. Was it Jim's boy? He looks at him sad and goes, yes, it was. That brings a total of 7 missing children. I know you're all frustrated, and I know that you are demanding something, action, justice. And I, as the hand of the town of Brillin, promise that I am doing everything in my power to bring, if not your children back, at least to peace. One woman stands up. She is typically mid-20s, female, brown hair, slight build of a farm wife, and she looks and goes, Madam Quill, Sir Quill, if there's nothing that can be done, we're not fools. It's been weeks. We haven't seen our children. The mountain passes grow dangerously cold. Whatever is here, whatever is consuming, we thought it might move on. But it's not. And no one has seen your bondsman for 3 days now. What exactly are you doing? He looks down and contrite and he goes, I've requested the aid of several more bondsmen because this has become a matter not of salvation, but of retribution. Whatever is taken nest here needs to be cleaned out. And he turns and he points to a gentleman, a fellow tiefling, sitting at a table. He is in pristine white and blue clothing. He is finishing up a modest meal of breakfast-like material. Gensu, go ahead and introduce and tell the people what you look like.
All right. My name is Xi'voga, and I am a deep purple skinned tiefling, about 6'3" tall, with horns that slightly curve to the rear. Just about everything about me has a purple tone. My eyes, my hair, my skin, but the clothes I wear denote more of who I worship. I am a cleric of Cord, the Storm Lord.
Sir Quirrell looks at you and goes, he is the first of hopefully several bondsmen. He arrived late last night, and that's why I've asked you all together so that he might give solace to you all that something is being done. The king is not turned a blind eye to you. Just be aware of him and other bondsmen that might be appearing in the village over the next day or so. Give them respect and courtesy, for they are here to help you. Thank you. Bondsman Xi'voga, do you have anything you wish to add?
I stand up and I look around the room. I'm guessing everybody is disheveled, is worried, some probably scared. And I say,
Seven kids doesn't equate to the entirety of the village, but there are
mhm,
definitely people that you point out in the crowd that you can tell they have lost a lot of sleep and focus, and one of them is the woman who is on the verge of tears, but there's still a bit of like iron to her, so she's holding it back.
mhm. And I look out at everybody and I go, me and my fellow bondsmen, we are going to try our best to at least get rid of whatever this is that is stealing your children. Unfortunately, we do not know what it is at this time, so making a guarantee is almost impossible. But we will do what we can as quickly as possible.
You see a lot of like tired but resolved looks from the people. You are met with silence of people who they've lost faith, and that hurts more. But you hear in the distance the sound of a gentle thunder coming out of the hills.
I close my
Squirrel
eyes
stand.
at the sound of the thunder and I lightly nod my head as I take my seat.
Okay. You watch as Coral is working the room as people get up and leave. There's a few people he's talking to and looking for information. The barmaid comes over and refills your cup of coffee. She smiles at you. She's just out of adolescence herself. She still has a bit of like her youngness to her face and her body, but she's still there, which means that like whatever's taking these children is not going after anyone close to adulthood.
So
But
they're
the
only taking children.
yes,
Okay.
the perspective shifts, and we find ourselves at the edge of town. They're standing there with mud-caked boots and the morning gentle rain soaking through your traveling clothes. Mag, go ahead and introduce your character.
So I am a 4'5" stout dwarf with bright red hair and blue eyes that just stare right through you. Wearing what used to be or what seems to be gold um, plated armor. However, the years of damage and dust and other um, dishevel is all over the armor. It is not the gleam that it used to be of many years ago. I carry with me a large great axe as I move through on the trail. I'm a man of few words, but I stand by my things.
You see before you the village of Brillin. You're at the top of a hill cresting down into the valley. You can see the farmlands spread out around you. You can see the woods thinning to the woodsman's axe and things like that. But even though it's cold, even though the winter chill is starting to creep in to take away the fall foliage, and there's just a sense of deadness to the air, there is also a lack of noise. People move about the village as if downtrodden, broken. Even the people of the mountain, they normally would be content. You would normally hear the sounds of conversation or even song, even this high up into the hills. However, as a bondsman, you tend to find yourself in this position a lot, going to places that are lacking heart, movement, happiness. You do know that you are supposed to meet the current hand of Brillin, Sir Quill, uh, at the inn. It is up to you if you head there directly or if you wish to wander.
I'm going to head there directly. I have time is of the essence.
Okay. And I forgot to ask, Xi'voga, where is your braided cord? Ginsu?
It will be around my wrist.
Okay, as long as it's visible. So it
Yeah,
would
it's
need to be
visible.
large enough. Okay. And what about you, Mag?
Mine, I'm gonna tie mine into my hair, which goes into my beard. My beard is long; it comes down to probably about my mid thigh. It's a braided beard, as bright red as my hair.
All right. If you do put it in your hair, it would need to be a darker red to be visible.
That's fine.
Okay. So it does stand out, and as you walk through the town, several people turn and see you, and they salute, or they give greetings to a bondsman. The town is simple. You see people moving about their day-to-day activities. You see people gathering up. You do not see children. You, as you walk down one road, you do see several young eyes peering at through a window, and you see a woman come over and shoo them away and shut the shutters. So you get the idea that whatever children are still in the village are being guarded. The information you were given from the message you received as you laid just 3 days travel up in a waypine, which is a specially designed traveling hut for people to take advantage of, which you know are disguised to look like giant pine trees. Um, where Elle was sleeping recently in the narrative. You uh, you received a very terse and informative message informing you of disappearance of children in the village of Brillin, and being told to report there immediately, regardless of your current whereabouts or activities, which is very rarely done. Normally, it's more of a request, but this is something that's caused enough issue that they have sent multiple bondsmen to one location. But you find yourself going to the inn. Very simple in nature, not even a name. It's just the word inn on a sign. You see several farm hands and workers all leaving, grumbling to each other. Some see you and they immediately part their ways. One rather large blacksmith, a human male, doesn't see you though and runs into you. So go ahead and make a strength check or save, depending on your value.
24.
24. It's not often that you get knocked down, and in this case, it's the same thing. This gentleman who absent-mindedly having a conversation with another person runs into you, and it's like hitting a brick wall. Even though he towers 2 feet taller than you, and probably has about a good 30 pounds of muscle more than you,
Oh
he
God.
slams into you with enough force that he falls on his ass. At first, he looks like he's about to start yelling. He turns red in the face. He looks up and sees your demeanor and your braided red cord through your beard, and immediately just looks down and goes, "I'm sorry, sir. It's my mistake. I'll watch myself carefully in the future."
You better.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
I apologize, sir. if you need anything, please seek me. My name is Johan. I
Out of
am
my
the
way.
blacksmith. Yes, sir. Sorry.
And I'm gonna move past him.
Okay. You enter the inn, and you can go ahead and make a history check. You and Xi'voga, Ginsu, go ahead, both make a history check.
17.
22.
Um,
My dice are
Xi'voga,
hot
you
tonight.
see, I know, right? Damn. And Ginsu says he doesn't like the randomness.
Yeah, it
Um,
never works for me.
Those green squares, I believe those are what? Yeah, those are nat 20s, aren't they?
Yeah, those are nat 20s.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fine.
If I get another
gonna go
nat
ahead-
20, I'm just gonna start rolling like actual dice. Because that's like,
Honestly,
ridiculous.
because of that, I'm gonna say you're blessed right now. You have a D10 of inspiration, as you just feel the energy of the world working in your favor. As you look out and you immediately recognize a younger bondsman, his holy symbol and everything, and oddly enough, his pristine white and blue clothing. Xi'voga, you look back and you see someone you don't recognize. Like, you're not familiar with him,
Mm-hmm.
but you see the braided red leather cord, and you also see his armor and his weariness as he travels, and you see someone who's probably been on the road for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. I'll get up out of my chair and I'll wave him over to the table that I'm at.
Seeing him, I'll naturally go over and sit down with him.
You also see your contact, which is the hand identified as Sir Quill
Mm-hmm.
in your message.
Is he talking with anybody right now?
Currently, he is finishing a conversation with the innkeeper, and you see him hand him a small bag of coin.
Then instead, I'll go up to the hand and I'll let him know that I am reporting as ordered.
He turns and looks at you and goes, "And your name, bondsman?"
Mag.
Of course. Sorry, just me laughing. He's just like, "Yes. Welcome to the town of Berlin. I am Sir Quill. I have already paid for several nights' lodging and food here for you and your associate Xi'voga. Allow me to introduce you as he guides you over to the table."
Grits, it's
Yes?
pronounced Xi'voga.
Okay.
Just making sure.
So it's a V, not an F?
Yeah, it's Xi'voga.
I spelled it out phonetically. I thought I heard an F. He sits down and he looks at you both and goes, "Two. There was an older bondsman. He worked the trails this time of year, and I summoned him myself when the first disappearances happened. By the time he got here, we were already up to 5. Now,
Speaking of
unfortunately, 7
older,
children have been taken."
hold on. Speaking of older, Mag, you need to level up 2 more times.
Okay.
Oh shit, you're a 3?
Yeah, he's at 3.
Yeah, I thought we said we were starting at 3.
Did we do 3 or 5?
I thought we did 5.
We did 5. I am certain that we did
It
5.
probably got lost in translation because of the chat. I've been trying to clean it up because it got a little messy, so I've been trying to delete everything that's not.
Necessary.
Sorry, I don't know if you saw, but Kyrie likes
Oh,
the dwarf
yes.
pictures.
That's Kyrie for you.
She's like, "Pretty boys." Yeah, level 5 roll stats. Yeah, it's on the first. It's on the first thing. I pinned it. Do, 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 do. Where was I? Words.
Um,
Oh
You were
yes, the
I believe
discussing
you
previous
were
with us.
saying,
bondsman.
Yeah.
yeah.
The previous bondsman, Corwin Langston. You guys hear this name, and the history of it's a very large order. However, even that name rings a bell of someone who's done great deeds in the order. Um, and the fact that he has gone missing is a little daunting. Unfortunately, we do not know if it is a beast or if it's people. We don't really know much of anything at all. People have just the children, according to what we understand, have gone missing in broad daylight, in the evening. One man said he saw another's child walking aimlessly towards the woods, so our investigation has been in that direction.
So it sounds like somebody or something has been enticing the children to go to the woods. For I say that for not for lack of knowing a better word.
Yes, we did think there might be some type of bewitchment upon the children. However, so far we haven't found anything. And since Corin's disappearance, we've now lost two more. I've been doing everything in my power to keep from having people out and about searching the woods and putting themselves at danger. But it is getting hard to keep them from wanting to take matters into their own hands. Hopefully there'll be another bondsman or bondswoman joining us as well. They said they'd try to find three if possible, so keep your eye out for another bonded.
Will do.
If there's anything I can do, anything I can assist with, I will, but I also have my own responsibilities and those need to keep going as well.
I'm sure if we need anything, you'll be the first person we contact.
Yes. Excuse me, I have matters to deal with. But you can contact me with the sending if you need me. It wasn't discussed previously, but just so you guys are aware, you guys do have sending stones.
Mm-hmm.
They will operate 3 times a day.
Cool.
You and Mag are left alone. In the end, there is still a few patrons. A merchant wakes up and comes down to get his breakfast, but for the most part, it is quiet. It is peaceful. Mag, a serving girl, comes up to you. It's like, would you care for some food?
You
You
got any
seem.
meat?
We have several different types of meat. Something specific, perhaps?
Just meat.
I look at her and I
Are
go,
you
just give him a little bit of everything.
are you saying meat or mead?
Yes.
Very well. I'll bring you the lumberjack special.
The lumberjack special.
What are we at a fucking
Did-
Denny's?
Yes, we are.
How the fuck did we wind up today?
Oh, I love medieval
Lumber.
Denny's. Oh, that's
There are
actually great.
lumberjacks. Hey, there are lumberjacks in this world. Be nice.
Medieval titties. So I'll look over at Mag after he orders his food, and I'll say,
You
so
you know the name of the girl is Oda.
okay. So Mag, I heard you say that to the hand. Tell me a bit about yourself, since we're gonna be working together.
I come from somewhere. It's none of your business. I'm going somewhere, which is also none of your business.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
here for a job.
So none of your business.
I mean, that kind of is part of my business. Well, damn. So much for trying to get to know you.
I don't trust very many people.
Well,
Got stabbed in the back one too many times.
did you get
So
stabbed in the back by other bonded?
that is none of your concern.
I mean, we're gonna be working together, so it.
To be clear, it's not unheard of. I mean, bonded are not above reproach.
Oh yeah, I know we're not, but
Okay.
it kind of is my business because if you got stabbed in the back by other bonded, I would like to know who they are.
Let's just say that they were taken care of.
Okay, well, we'll go with that.
So we needn't concern ourselves with them anymore.
Oda returns with a platter full of roasted pork and chicken and a little bit of duck. It looks like she basically just took pieces of every type of meat available off the fire in the spit. There's also some roasted potatoes and carrots and some type of almost like a cabbage, but not like a lettuce, but more of just like shredded. What's it called? Uh, you know what I'm talking about, right?
You said
Greens.
cabbage, not
There we go.
lettuce.
Yeah, it's more like greens. And she sets it down with a big tankard of ale, and she's like, "Sorry, Father won't allow the mead out until the evening. It's one of our biggest sells."
Fine.
So, you guys are going to go look for the children?
We're waiting to see if another one of the bonded show up, since 3 were called.
Well, if you do, please. I hope she's still alive, but my my
Your
my little
younger
sister
sister?
Asa. Yes, she's one of the most recent gone, so I'm hoping she's still out there.
How long ago was she taken?
4 days. I mean, I'm hoping she just got lost in the past. She's always been a little out there, forgetful. But
How old was this girl? And can you describe her?
yeah, she's 8, and she pulls like a blonde braid from behind her back underneath her kerchief. She's got the same color hair as mine, um, and her eyes were green, and she had a lovely laugh.
How old is
You,
she?
you, she just turned 8 recently, just a few months.
So we know. How old were the other kids?
I don't have their ages memorized. I'm not even familiar with all of them.
Okay.
Um, but
But
the
go on.
youngest I'm aware of was Bill, and he was 4.
How long ago was he taken?
He was one of the first, about 6 weeks ago.
6 weeks. A 4-year-old. Oh, that's pretty grim.
Yeah. His father spent all night searching the woods for him, screaming his name. Found nothing. First, we thought it was a wolf attack, but we never found a carcass.
And I'm gonna be saying this as like I'm eating, so it's like through like full mouth.
uh, don't you mean carcasses are usually animals, not
Wolf attack
thinking,
is a pretty
feeling
bloody
people.
ordeal.
We found a child as a. If you found the remnants of a child, I don't think you'd want to think of it as a person.
Unfortunately, they are still people.
My apologies, Bonded.
So, is there any other information you can give us? Where your sister was last time she was seen? What maybe happened to her? Was she with friends? Was she with family?
No, she was out in the lower fields, possibly picking flowers or searching for stones. I mean, we told her to be safe. We told her to stay close, but she wandered off, like I said, and no one saw it happen. She was just gone. They found her basket just
So
sitting there.
she disappeared into thin air. She
I
was
don't know.
she was out there alone by herself.
Was it supposed to be?
Hmm.
It, it was my fault. I was supposed to be watching her, and I wasn't. I didn't. And that's on me.
I don't think anybody
So
can really
please,
blame themselves for anything at this point in time. Stuff like this happens all the time, unfortunately. And the only thing you can do is try to move past it and hope that we can find her. But don't blame yourself because a vicious monster decided to kidnap your sister.
do you do think she's still okay?
If it
You
was
said
recent,
kidnap.
if it was recent, it could be a kidnapping. Sometimes creatures have more nefarious means than to just kill. So we have to track down the creature, figure out what it is, and see if we're lucky.
I understand. Good luck, bondsman. The perspective's gonna shift, and Elle, you've been wandering. Moments where your focus has been off. Flashes.
I'll be right back.
Mom- was that Mag?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Mag.
Oh, okay. Um, moments, flashes where you like your mind remembers something and then gone like smoke. You were walking, shuffling in a direction, and you find yourself peering out over a hill to a small town. You see a gentleman with a cart walking up the hill with logs and other types of sediment and, for lack of a term, bric-a-brac. I mean, just like
Mhm.
stuff in his cart as he's walking up, and he sees you and goes, "Morning, bondsman."
Uh, Elle takes a moment to uh, he takes a
He kind of
moment to
stops.
look around in the event that he's talking to someone else, and when he sees no one, presumably, uh, he simply returns the greeting. Hello.
Sets his cart down. And he pulls out a rag. He's an older gentleman, about 60, and he wipes the sweat from his brow and goes, "You come to help with the children, I take it. I was there at the meeting this morning, and they said that they were expecting you. So I'm here. I am offering my cop, and if you need any information or advice, I am here to help. The hand is not gonna get me this time slacking. I'll tell you that right now."
Uh, yes, sure, of course. Where's the nearest place I can get food?
"Oh, of course, you're the inn," and he points down the hill at a building near the back of the break wall of the valley, next to a decent sized stream running through on a with a mill and a turning flour grind and things like that. And he goes, "The inn, no fancy name for us here in Brillia. No, we just call it the inn. It's down there. That's where you won't find the hand there though. He was there this morning. He's probably gone by now. If you're looking for the hand," he points at another building off to the way a little bit to the left. of the valley, and it seems like a sort of a stone, just square, squat structure built like to be fortified and to be like solidified for like storms and weathers and things like that. You'll find him in the hands office. It's right there. But I think your other bondsmen are in the inn waiting for your arrival, sir.
I see.
Yes, is there anything
Thank you.
else I can do for you? Just tell him old Leaky just set you straight, because Leaky's not going to get caught sitting on his ass this time, I'll tell you right now. And he kind of chuckles to himself at a joke you don't understand.
Yes. Well, thank you. Stay safe. And he's just
Safe
going
as you
to.
can in these woods, I'm sure, tell ya.
He sort of like waves and makes his way past the man.
You
And heads
started going
straight
a little
towards the inn.
Jamaican there.
I
Oi,
don't know what you're talking about.
don't you make fun of my accent. It's hard to keep things straight.
The GM.
Once again, don't mock my accents. I won't mock anybody else's. I'm not a professional. I do my best. Sometimes people start off Russian and they end up Irish. I
Hold
do
on.
my damn best.
You're telling me you're holding this campaign for free and it's not perfect?
Oh my god!
No, Sauce, I gotta give him shit every now and again.
It's a labor of love. I do this because I care. It's
Mhm.
fun for me. I'm a storyteller. I grew up with a con man, and I learned to sell shoes to a man wearing boots. It's just life. Ah. So, L. He tuttles off. He begins singing a haunting melody. Go ahead and make a history check for me.
Sure thing. Let me just double check. Yeah, it is a flat D20, so I'll just roll it here.
Sorry.
That's a 13.
Apologies. 13. Something familiar. It's dark. It has sort of like a tilting melody, and there's something about it that just kind of like draws you back to that smoke, to those voices. And you hear a female voice going, "It'll be okay. The pain won't last forever." And it slowly shifts back into Leaky's voice. Tula roo la woo la ra, as he's pushing his rubbish barrel down the road.
It hurts L's head for a moment, and he puts his hand up to his forehead, clutching it, and then he shakes it away as soon as the voice comes back. As he comes back to reality.
Back to reality. Nope to zone. Sorry.
Back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
I know. The moment I said it,
We are a human beatbox. Or a human jukebox. Yeah, I have way too much time staring out the window of a truck driving every day, so like my brain just comes up with ideas. But you see the town of Brillin stretched out before you. It's not as off-putting to you as it would be to Mag's character. The silence, the movement, the lack of noise from people doing things. But it seems like everyone's just carefully treading. It gives you the feeling of people that are on edge. Where do you go?
Well, first things first, he's gonna take care of his hunger and thirst.
Head through town?
So he's gonna go straight to the inn.
All right,
Yeah.
as you're heading to the inn, go ahead and make me a perception check with disadvantage.
Sure thing. Let me double check. Okay, that is a -1. How the hell
Disadvantage
do I roll
is rolled twice. So you roll twice.
Okay, so that would be
13's the lowest,
6.
so it doesn't matter. because you have a
No, that's what I
13er
rolled
and then you.
before. That was history.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so
Yeah,
16.
so it would be
Um,
16. Yeah.
you are greeted several times as bondsmen. Um, there are several people who give you like doffing their hats and like cordial smiles and things like that. One man walks up to you and goes, "You're here to find Luke. That's good. Thank you. He's been gone 6 days now. Um, please, my boy. He's only 7. He has dark hair like mine and blue eyes like his mother. And please, he's all I have left."
Uh, L is visibly confused, but he decides to take it in stride. Try and uh make sense of where he is right now, um, and sort of blend in. So he just
Um,
nods and says, "I will see, and I will do all I can."
you do notice that several children are indoors or you see one child couldn't more than 10 or so walking along with their father, and they have a rope tied around their waist, this girl's waist, and the father's rope is tied around his arm. They don't seem bothered by it, but they just, as they walk down the road, and she's carrying a basket of goods, and he's carrying books and stuff. So
L sees this and thinks nothing because he thinks that whatever is happening is probably normal.
got you. You do reach the inn. It is a squat 2-story building with the grind mill in the back. There's not necessarily like a large place for like hitching horses or anything like that, because not a lot of people travel with horses in the mountains.
Hmm.
But there is a small little trough area and things like that. Um, Actually, large goats are actually probably used more by the dwarves system and things like that. Sorry, my brain's going crazy. But you do see the door, and there is obviously smoke coming out of the chimney, and you see the wood sign in front that just says "Inn."
Well, this is well against my better judgment. I believe this may be the right place, he says to himself, and he walks in.
You walk in, and uh, Xi'voga, right? Xi'voga.
Yes.
And Mag, as you sit there and you are trading barbs with each other, the door opens, and at first the light's a little glaring, but as your eyes adjust, you can see a fellow bondsman standing there with his braided red leather tag going down his left arm. Uh, as he walks in, and I don't. You can correct me if I'm wrong, El, but do you
Hmm.
even give them a look as you walk past them towards the bar?
No, not at all.
Okay. I wouldn't
Uh,
think so. I didn't think so. So he just walks right past you guys and up to the bar. L, you see a gentleman. He is in his mid 30s, kind of going bald on top. He has that weight of someone who's been on the battlefield and carried armor. Turns around and goes, "Welcome, bondsman. Um, what can I get for you? I'm Isaac Tame, the keeper of this inn."
Yes. Hello, Isaac. Do you have food and water that I can have?
Of course, I have food and water. What are your particulars? Would you care for meat or fish, or are you one of those newfound vegetarian things that don't eat meat?
um, Anything is fine. I haven't eaten or drank in a while, so anything that would help with that.
Of course you haven't. You've probably been traveling for days to get here to help us with our problem, but don't worry. Isaac will take care of you, and the bill's already been covered by the hand, so What would you like? Would you like some roasted pork, maybe, or some wine? You seem like a wine drinker. I don't know why.
Just water and pork sounds great.
Like some vegetables, or potatoes, or bread. Potatoes. Sorry.
Uh, yeah. Potatoes,
Irish in me. I want
vegetables,
potatoes.
whatever. Uh, whatever seems to match with that.
Very well. Just a moment. And your fellow bondsmen are over in the corner if you didn't see them. And he turns and goes towards the kitchen.
Uh, he looks at that corner, and he sees, uh, presumably, Xi'voga, my bad, Mag, and
Xi'voga.
yeah, he notices the red leather cords, recognizes that, oh, hey, I'm wearing that, and he's just going to walk over to find out more.
Only took an hour and a half, but the party's together. Go ahead.
As he comes up to us, I look at him and go, "You ignored us before, but now you're here. Well, at least that's one step closer."
Sorry.
It's fine. My name is Xi'voga. You can call me Z for short. And this is Mag. Just Mag. Don't
And
ask
then
him
I'm gonna say,
anything. It's none of your business.
and then I'm gonna say it's about damn time that you got here. Get something to eat. Let's get this on the road. We need to find these kids.
The waitress, Oda, brings the food and drink to the table and sets it down in front of the empty chair across from them, Elle. She tries not to make eye contact and she just kind of walks away, and you can see that she's been crying.
He goes ahead and takes a seat, and without paying too much mind, he immediately jumps into eating. He is starving. He is thirsty. He has not introduced himself.
So
It's good.
as
The meat, hold on. It's so good as you bite into it. The seasoning of the pork, the juiciness, and like a ravenous comes over you. Go ahead and make a wisdom save.
Oh boy. I believe this one is also -1. Oh no. Wait, no, it's
Warlocks,
+2. It's +2.
baby.
It's 11. It's 11.
Warlocks, baby.
You said -1?
No, it's 11. It's +2.
Oh,
The wisdom
okay.
save is, yeah.
Yeah. So that's not bad.
I do have a -1 in wisdom.
You are able to maintain some decorum, but you realize as you're biting into this is the first food you've had in about 3 days.
Oh yeah. He's going in.
Gentlemen, you both notice the ravenous hunger of someone who's been on the trail for a very long time.
As he digs in, I kind of just pick up my freshly poured cup of coffee and drink. And I'm like, looks like it's been a while since you've eaten.
He like stops for a moment with like a piece of pork still stuck in his mouth. He quickly like chews it up and swallows, and yeah, no, it's been like 3 days, something like that. I don't know. It's kind of hard to keep count. And then he immediately goes back in.
So I'm gonna wait for him to finish scarfing down his food, cause
Doesn't take
damn it
long.
has been a because damn it has been a long time since this dude has eaten anything.
Mag, what are your feelings as you're watching this bondsman devour his meal?
Good meat.
You're just ignoring him and just focusing on your own food. The duck's a little dry. Like you're looking at it and you're like, this could have used some basting. Could have used some just some some just simple basting on the fire. And the ale is a little sour, but you like getting this close to like winter, you get the feeling like they're trying to like finish off the older stores.
It's nothing like a good dwarf mead, but it'll do.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've had dwarf meat on the road, but if you find an inn of better quality, it would be available.
So once he gets finished up scarfing down his food, I'll ask, so, what do we call you?
Um, after presumably like wiping off his hands and like maybe around his mouth, uh, he looks over and he says, you can call me L for now. Sounds
L.
right.
As in EL or just the letter L?
I suppose it's just the letter.
Alright, we'll go with that. Well, it's nice to meet you, L.
Mm.
And,
So,
I'll...
I've been meaning to ask, what's going on around here?
Did you not get the debrief before you were sent out here?
Um, that's a wonderful question. I'm sorry. I don't know how forward I should be with this, but I kind of don't have much memory.
Oh, you have amnesia.
Is that what it's called?
I believe so, yes.
Sorry.
When did you wake up?
And this is some good mead, or some good meat.
I don't know. I only have I only remember back past a couple days ago.
Do you happen to have a correspondence on you for this job at all?
Actually,
I
correction. Correspondence is normally done through the form of messaging.
Oh, okay.
The act of giving someone papers or something like that would be more like if they were going someplace permanently or something of that nature. So
Oh, okay. Well, we can figure out your past later. Right now, we've got children to find and a being to kill.
yes, of course. Um, so where do we start?
We start with the field where Oda's sister was kidnapped or taken.
Yes, we should head out soon.
said
Uh,
Asa was taken 4 days ago, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure I was keeping my timeline checked.
So I stand
Well
up
then.
and I pick
Yeah.
up my my shield from the floor and strap it to my back. Shall we get going?
Sounds
Well,
right.
you look down and your plate is scraped bare. But luckily, that feeling of hunger, that feeling of anxiousness, of confusion is gone now, and you feel pretty good.
Elle kind of stands up and does a little bit of stretching. Uh, and he instinctively casts mage armor on himself.
You both watch as the crafting of magics. He moves his hands with the arcanic glyphs through the air. And what does your mage armor resemble? Like, how does your magic manifest?
Um, it manifests sort of like electricity. uh, in a sense. You can tell that it is uh, that it's just simply magic energy forming a second layer around himself, in the same shape as he is.
Right, but I'm saying like does
And
it have a specific? Sorry.
you also see his eyes glow for a brief moment.
What I'm asking
And
is
no,
if it
it
has any
doesn't take
type
any
of
like
theme or effect like smoke or anything like that.
no. You see the electric like energy form a layer around him and then disappear as though it's going quiet.
Okay. What do you gentlemen do?
I'm gonna elbow um Z in the thigh and be like, "This is a magic user. You gotta keep an eye on him." And then just kind of just like go.
Okay.
Like arcane, because you all do magic. Because aren't
Yeah.
you a paladin?
Yeah, we all do some kind of magic.
I don't know that. So anyway,
Yeah.
No, I'm
Though
asking
yours is
Max. Are
both
you a
faith-based.
paladin?
Yeah. Paladin
Okay.
yeah, I'm a
and
I'm a
cleric
paladin.
is faith based. So,
So arcane user.
yeah.
Um. Okay. So you guys head out.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Traveling through town, seeing the three of you together, you get accolades from a few people. One woman is just like, please help them, as she's like trying to like move like her own children through the street, and you notice that as people have to walk about Xi'voga and Mag, you notice that they have taken to binding their children to them in some fashion or other.
One
Oh,
thing I
Uh,
would have asked the hand would have been how old was the oldest one taken?
I mean, would you like to go ask the hand, or are you saying
I'm
you
saying
retroactively want to ask the
retroactively
hand?
I would have asked him.
If you would have asked him, he would have said the eldest was a 9-year-old boy named Timothy Sill.
Okay, so everybody under the age of 10 seems to be in danger. I'm guessing once they hit the
uh,
age of teens, they're too old.
It's a theory,
It is
but
a theory.
people don't seem to be risking it. Like if you're a child, you're being strapped down by somebody or something.
Yeah.
Like at one point you
Yeah.
walk by and one boy is literally like leashed to the side of a goat.
Jeez.
Not like he can't walk or anything, but just like they're tied like together as the father is like chopping wood in the yard and everything, and the goat and the boy are just kind of running around together.
Yeah, just in case the boy is taken, the goat will scream.
Yep. So it's actually pretty clever.
Yeah.
But the journey through town is pretty normal for what you guys are used to being bondsmen. Like a lot of people are deferential, but also wary of your authority and the way uh, you guys control your power and things like that. Um, but you guys find yourself at the end of the lower fields. These are called that because unlike the farming plateaus that are like carved out and like set up as like set by acres, these are rolling just sort of like grass hills that stretch deeper into the woods, and you can see like this would be the spot where like wildflowers would bloom, except for the fact that winter is coming and like the grass is cold and dead as the moisture is being frozen inside of it, and you all feel the chill. Um, yeah, because you're what's your resistance again?
Lightning.
So I thought. So you all feel the chill of the air.
Mm-hmm. All
What do you guys
right.
do?
Um, I'm gonna start investigating around where the hills meet the woods because that seems to be like the primary area of where the kids have been disappearing at.
Were so do we know whether or not all of them were taken from this field or were they just taken from anywhere?
Um, you guys actually haven't discussed much with the hand or anybody else to find out the information. So far, the only place you're aware of is this field.
And this is what the last child was taken, was from this field?
Mm-hmm.
Asatane, yes.
All right.
4 days ago.
Um,
Xi'voga, what type of investigation are you doing? Are you doing eyes and ears? Are you doing hands in the dirt? Like, what are you doing?
Eyes and ears right now, unless I find something.
All right, make a perception check.
Oh shit, net 20. So that's a 22.
Okay. You stand there at the edge of the field. You can see the grass giving way to the earth and dirt of the forest, being choked off by the trees around, the loom, the moss. You can hear creatures scurrying. You can hear things moving, but they are natural sounds. There's nothing wrong about this area. You seek deep inside, going back to times you've tracked creatures in the night, things you've hunted that consumed human flesh, and there's no wrongness that quivers when you look into the woods. They appear just to be woods. They get darker the deeper you go, but this edge is avoided by creatures that might be considered monstrous or darker because of the human population.
So, based on what I'm seeing, it looks like the children were lured into the woods, or at least Asa was.
Mag, I think you were going to say something?
well, I just wanted to like wander around the field and see if I can see any like footprints or any signs of where the children were playing, or signs of a struggle or anything.
Okay, go ahead and make investigation, or if you feel like it would do you better, perception. Oh, nice.
God damn.
I have a
Um,
+5 to investigation.
Someone's here to
Very
play. I'm
nice.
just saying. Someone was ready for my shenanigans. As you watch the tiefling stand like a statue near the edge of the woods, you begin searching, moving about the field, just bringing your hand along the grass, looking for areas where things are more trampled down and things like that. And you find several interesting spots. You find places where children have stacked stones to form circles, and you find little secret hollows that have been dug out, and like looking inside you can see like the children had their way with this field. This was a place to play. This was a place to dream and to fight dragons and become great men and women of the kingdom. um but you don't see anything nefarious. Like, you can understand why Asa came to this field. The question is, why did she leave it? Now, if you're looking for something more specific, I can zero in based on your role. I'm just running off a base investigation.
No, I don't even know what else to like search for.
Okay.
There's no signs of
Um,
struggle. There's only signs of play.
L, you watch as these two men respond with a sense of almost like mechanical efficiency. They both go about their work as if someone is used to it, someone who has done it again and again. But they both do it in such vastly different ways. What do you do?
L decides that that his or that he would be better off using yet another form of investigation, in that he's going to attempt to figure out if any magic has been used in this area. And he's
Okay.
just gonna be looking for signs of magic. I would like to roll Arcana specifically.
Well, I mean, it would either be Arcana, or if you wanted to do like a more of a magic-based investigation. So like if you don't have investigation as a proficiency, I would say roll just your base intelligence and add proficiency based around your Arcana or something like that. So
Yeah, I'm gonna just roll Arcana because that's the only thing I have a bonus in right now.
Okay.
That would be +3, so that's unfortunate. 7.
that is unfortunate. But don't worry, I don't punish low rolls. Because sometimes something is a 5. So you close your eyes and you take a deep breath and you focus on the weave. You focus on the underlying magic of the world, the thing that powers the very armor you're sitting on. The holy power of the two warriors in front of you is more alien. It's more separate from the nature and the power that you wield. And you feel this. You feel this almost like sensing two different chords in a song. But then you sense something else. Another chord. And Xi'voga, as you turn your gaze back towards your companions, you see El with his eyes shut, his head cocked slightly to the left, and you watch as he begins to walk. And he just stops and he seems to tilt his head more like he's hearing something. He's listening for something. And you get about 10 more spaces, El, and then you just kind of stop as you've lost the note.
I'm going to squint my eyes at him for a second. I'm going to walk over and go, "What are you hearing?"
I was sensing something, and it there's something there, something different than you two. It
Mag, you look
was
over
leading me
and you
somewhere.
see them standing near one of the circle of stones that you found. Possibly the remnants of a game. Multiple different circles were spread out in a certain area. Like if a farmer was tilling the land, he'd been pissed to find all these like stones specifically lined up. And sure enough, you walk over and Elle is standing inside one of the circles.
I wanna take a step back. These circles, are there any like um more on like larger shape to them, like how they're all laid out? Like like a
I hear
trans
what you're saying. It would be really hard to see at this level. If you have some way to
or
get a
short
more of
jokes.
a if you can find some way to get higher, then that would be a point. But I don't know if you have any way to do that. I mean, you could actually. An idea does come to you. I'll say you could draw the symbols.
Yeah, I want to try to do that. I want to pull out a paper and see if I can trace out the or not trace out, but draw the shape to see if I can get a larger like shape that it might be forming.
Okay. Um, you're gonna take a few minutes walking around, kind of like measuring the distance with your strides and things like that. Do you guys wait, or do you have a conversation while he does this?
I'm going to look down around the circle and I go, "You lost that sound here, right?"
Yeah,
I
it
think
just slipped away from me.
I think these might have something to do with it. I'm gonna reach into my bag and I'm going to pull out a few things and I'm gonna ritual cast detect magic because I don't have it readied.
I believe that's 11 minutes.
Yes.
It's 10 minutes plus whatever the casting time is.
It's so yeah. So let me Find that
Right.
spell real quick.
Mag, as you watch as the priest, for lack of a better term, the cleric of Cord begins to like pull things out of a bag and lay down a cloth and began setting up the accoutrements of like a solid steel lightning bolt charm and like a bottle of rainwater and things like that. And he begins to set up the magic attunement
So
item.
it's 1 action plus 10 minutes, so that's just 10 minutes
Yeah,
and
it's
6
just 10
seconds.
minutes.
Yeah.
There's no other casting time?
No, it's just casting time is 1 action plus 10 minutes.
Oh wow. Normal a lot of times ritual spells will have like a value with that. Not challenging you, I'm just surprised.
Oh yeah, no.
But you are able to set the drawing. Um, you're looking at it, and there doesn't appear to be anything specifically arcanic or other types of magic. But if you like, you can roll Arcana or Religion if you're looking for some type of like effect.
I am looking for anything that is outside of the magic that I wield, the paladin wields, and our friend here wields.
Yes, I'm
So
talking about
So
that.
religion.
He's talking to Mag about
Oh,
that,
okay.
for the record.
Oh, okay.
yep. So I'll try
Is-
religion, and then I also want to show them to the drawing, and ask them if they've ever seen a game played with these circles, or if they remember, since we have a human and a tiefling. As a dwarf, I probably would not have been seeing human games.
Okay. And
I can roll
16.
history to see if I know it.
Well, you're casting. You can't
Okay.
roll anything.
Yeah.
Um, you don't see any religious iconography. Like you look at it and like if you tilt it a specific way, and if you move this circle over here and you put a line there, it might be like a symbol. But like that's like trying to make the numbers of a house address equal something. It's just forcing the equation.
Okay.
Elle, do you want to do anything or take a look to see if you recognize a game or anything like that?
Well, he looks at it. Is there anything that that immediately strikes him? Just
Make a history or intelligence check.
Okay, well that's the same. So I'm just gonna 6.
6. It's a loss on you as you look at this, and it's you look like it looks like it could be some type of calling game. Like someone would stand in a circle and they would call for another person, and there'd be some type of rule set, but you both end up looking at each other and realizing you're trying to come up with rules for a children's game. Like there seems to be no like mystical or effect. And Mag, you kind of get the idea like it's not so much what the circle is as where the circle was. Like it's more in the sense of like you start looking around. Go ahead and make a what would this be? Intelligence or survival?
13.
13. Okay. You're too tall. Like this doesn't happen often, but you realize you're trying to figure out the perspective of a 4-year-old girl. You're too tall.
So I need to get down on my knees and look at this.
You do, Elle. You watch as he like lowers himself down to his knees, his armor kind of clinking, and you realize that where you're sitting in the circle, it's almost a game of like where the next person would pop up as the grass just kind of like hides the circles, and you realize it's a guessing game. But what gets your eyes as you're looking towards the circle as if you're playing the game, you realize you're looking directly into the woods, making like almost to a spot between these like separated trees. And you realize, like a hunter following prey, you're in the eyesight of something.
L immediately summons his sword to his hand.
Play.
Um,
Like what is the effect? Paint me a picture.
yeah.
We're playing a
So,
word game.
you can see energy form at the palm of his hand, and it stretches out to make the frame of a weapon, and then it fills in the details immediately afterwards in a span of about, I don't know, 0.2 seconds, something fast, and it's very reactive.
An arcanic sword emanates from L's hand, Mag, in the corner of your eye. And your eyes are just kind of drawn in to the shadows.
So I'm gonna grab my ready my great axe and say, what is it?
It's something who's watching us.
Where?
He's not going to make like any sudden movements, but he's looking in a specific direction, and you can follow his eyesight.
I'm gonna follow his gaze, and what do I see?
Shadows. The woods.
Are you saying something's in the woods looking at us?
Yeah.
Should we go
Xi'voga,
after it?
as you're focusing on your spell, the ritual isn't so much as like move this stone here or do that. It's more of attuning yourself to the will of your deity.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel yourself as you focus on the storm and the rumbles of the thunder and the lightning that you can feel in the distance over the hills. You can literally sense a thunderstorm approaching. Probably won't arrive for another day or two, depending on the winds, but you can feel it there. And you feel the energy of the storm flowing into you. And as that 10 minutes elapses and you can feel yourself brimming with that divine power, you open your eyes. What would you like to look for?
I'm gonna look at the circle that L was in.
Well, L is standing next to Mag.
Yeah.
Hence
Are
why I
you?
said
Well,
was.
hold on. L, are you in the circle? Or are you just standing next to
Oh
the
yeah.
circle?
He's still in the
Okay.
circle. That's it.
Okay, so as you look at the circle, you see the faint shimmer of a white and purple mist. Sorry, white and green.
Okay. Is it just the mist sitting there, or is it leading off somewhere?
It's in the field of vision of the circle.
Mm-hmm.
It spreads out away from the circle, but there is, I believe, detect magic only goes 30 feet.
Yes, it does.
So there's a point where like the mist like is just lost to the barrier of the spell as you're looking around. If you want, you can start moving about the field and trying to like zero in.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm gonna plan.
but
That's what I'm
go
gonna
ahead
do.
and roll Arcana.
Does it have to be Arcana?
Yeah, you're looking at magic.
Oh shit. 8.
So maybe I'm doing this wrong. I haven't used detect magic in a minute. Let me double check the wording on this.
You're supposed to be able to know the school of magic
Yeah.
as part of the spell.
You just know it.
You just know it.
Yeah.
It says, if you
learn
sense magic in this way, you can
Okay,
use your action to
then
see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
yes, I looked it up. You recognize enchantment magic. You recognize, um, yeah, you recognize, it's sort of a greenish white shimmering effect, but the thing is that it's old. But it's been done so many times that it's just kind of saturated the air.
Okay. I'll look up at the other two and I'll be like, it was magic. It looks like the children were enchanted.
If that's the case, I believe we know the direction now.
And I'll look off into the direction that Elle is looking, and I'll pull out my shield and my mace, or my hammer in this case, and I'll be like, into the woods we go.
As you approach the woods, the mist doesn't continue that direction.
What direction does it go?
Would you like to roll investigation to sort of wander around and find it?
Yes.
Go ahead.
16.
It leads in several different directions, but predominantly back towards town.
Oh, shit.
But there are now two paths in front of you as your teammates are pointing towards the woods, but the magic sense is showing the enchantment going mainly in the direction of town in the sense of like casting.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing is you're looking at something that's been casted over time.
Mm-hmm.
As you're looking at the map, I'm going to kind of lay this out for you so you don't get confused and just get misorientated.
Yeah.
You're looking at something that's been casted again and again because normally, unless it is like a magical item or something, it wouldn't just maintain its magic.
Yeah.
The spell would lose and it would dissipate over time.
But it's been casted so many times that it's lingering.
It's like layered. But the thing is that it's not fresh.
Yeah.
Also was taken 4 days ago. This is older than that.
I look at the other two and I go, the enchantment magic, it looks like it was casted from the direction of town. So whatever is causing this is getting some kind of help from somebody in town. I'll look back at the woods and I go, but right now we can deal with that later. We need to find these kids.
I agree.
So we head off into the woods, into the direction that Elle was looking.
To the woods.
Into the woods we go.
You guys travel into the woods. Who's manning the checks?
Who has the highest investigation?
Well, there's multiple ways you can do this. There's survival, investigation. You're obviously aiming them with Arcanic Sight. However, that only lasts for 10 minutes, so it's gonna dissipate as you go deeper into the woods. But right now it is active.
Yeah. So we can track down anything that we see, that I see that's magical, until that fades.
Yeah. All I'm saying is don't use me to lead these checks.
So I'll
You
lead the
guys can
checks.
assist each other. It's just the question is who's doing the
Yeah.
rolling.
I'll do the
Yeah.
rolling for now.
All right. So what are you rolling?
I'll roll survival because that's higher than my investigation. Well, actually, no, I'll roll perception.
Mag, didn't you have a? No, you have a high investigation, Mag. So,
I have a high investigation.
does anybody else have? You said you're rolling investigation,
I mean, I can.
Xi'voga. Are you or are you not?
I can.
Are you going to use survival, which is higher, or
No, I'm going to use
perception, which is
I'm
higher?
going to use investigation.
Okay.
Is anybody assisting you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Since we're gonna be
Okay,
in the
well-
woods,
Well, I
I
don't
don't
think
think-
it's needed for advantage because I just rolled a nat 20. So 22.
Okay.
You're going deeper into the woods. There's a sense of shroudedness, as even though it is burgeoning winter, the trees here, they don't want to give up their foliage. They're holding on to it, they're grasping to it, soaking up whatever final rays and sun they can before the winter storms strip them bare with their wind. The darkness is not permeated as it would be at night. I think I said that backwards. The darkness is permeated with like streaks of sun and things like that. You travel for 5,
Um,
10 minutes.
as it gets darker, I'm going to cast light on
No,
the
no,
end
it's
of
not
my
getting
hand.
dark. It's not getting dark. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like the sun is still like permeating the trees.
okay. And then,
But I was gonna say, as you travel, your arcanic sight does dissipate.
yeah.
But as you were traveling, you didn't notice anything really arcanic in the woods. You did see a little bit of nature magic and some of the foliage,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't overt.
I'll point those out, but it's nature magic. It's not it's not arcane or divine or anything other than just, you know, natural magics.
As you guys progress, you and your teammates looking about and everything, trying to decipher the mystery of the missing children, um, you find, I don't know which one of you finds it, because working together, but actually, everybody just roll me a d20, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
10.
12.
And 12.
Meg.
9.
9. So L, you
Nine!
find
All
it.
right then.
You find a single red ribbon. It's caught on a branch, just low enough along the trail that it could have been taken from the hair of a young child as it walked through the woods. And at that point, you look down and you guys are starting to see through some of the. It's good that the trees are dense here because the rain that's been falling off and on for the last few days didn't wash away the tracks. And you spot small little shoe marks and the deeper mud.
Oh, shit.
Before we continue, I would like to call attention to the fact that my that I have a long sword of warning as my packed weapon. Uh, I I won't be able to be surprised, and my companions within 30 feet of me can't be surprised.
Right.
Cool.
Surprise is a function of a mechanic, so I will keep that in mind. Um, it's basically if I call for initiative, you don't have to take the surprised action. But it doesn't necessarily mean like you would know danger is coming.
Yeah, no, no. I'm just bringing that up because in the event that we get into combat.
Yeah, they also call that the rogue killer, so
Yeah.
because it completely devoids assassination and
Sneak
um
attack.
yeah. Well, it doesn't devoid sneak attack,
Well,
but
no,
it
I mean
definitely
sneak attack.
it prevents them from getting their assassination ability off.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys do?
We follow the footprints. As
They
I
don't go
pick up,
very far.
I
It's deeper mud, and as you continue forward,
I
the mud lessens and it settles off. So it's like you lost into the trail again.
yeah, I do pick up the red ribbon and I tuck it into my pouch or into my backpack as we
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
As well as the shoe while we're at it.
I think they were just shoe prints, not an actual shoe.
No, I must have misheard that then.
Yes, it was Prince.
Okay.
We'll
You guys
continue
just
off
continue
in,
forward.
yeah, off in the direction that the shoe prints were leading.
All
As
right.
we,
Well, whoever's manning this, go ahead and make a survival check,
Okay.
as it has become more of hunting than investigating.
5. Shit.
With advantage
Five.
because we're
Oh,
helping you.
okay, yeah. Oh, that's a lot better. 18.
Question: is anyone proficient in survival?
No.
Nope.
No. Well, actually, wait. Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll have you.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe he should be manning the checks.
Yeah, he should be manning
You
the
want me to roll?
checks. Yes.
As you realize, like, Xi'voga is just like kind of inept in the woods. Like, he was really good at spotting where he needed to go. He's starting to get turned around in the trees and looking around, and he's focusing too much. And with a 22, that's very nice.
Been doing
You
this a
realize,
while.
yeah, you just kind of reach up and grab him by the shoulder and point him in the proper direction and start walking forward, basically using him like a human shield. Um, I figure that tracks.
Yeah.
And you guys notice
Exactly.
that the forest is starting to mist over. There is a seemingly shift in the atmosphere as you move forward. Um, every now and then you pick up a trace here, a trace there of a path of someone moving along. A branch broke, a shoe print, very like almost half formed in the soft mud. And you begin to turn away from a northern direction and more into a uh, northeast
Uh,
shift along the wood
as
trail.
as he kind of starts using me as a shield, I'm actually gonna cast a shield of faith, which raises my AC by 2.
Okay. Um, you call upon your holy symbol, and there seems to be like this shimmering gold. Uh, yeah, shimmering filler. So almost like a sparkling electrical effect that begins to radiate from your shield.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh, and you guys find yourself entering into this shrouded, misted area where you begin to hear the sounds of padded paw prints and sounds of growling.
Well, something's here.
What do you guys do?
Is it dark now? Like really dark?
It's getting close to midday. It's actually not that dark or that like overly given effect, you know.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna call out. Who's out there? Show yourself.
Great. You just let them know that we're here.
I'm pretty sure they already knew we were here. I'm not
You
exactly
don't.
quiet.
I mean,
with a disadvantage to my 0 stealth.
you don't necessarily like. You don't necessarily. What's I'm looking for? You don't clunk and clink like someone in plate mail.
I'm in chainmail, so I should ching 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 ching
Yeah,
ching.
but as you guys are moving about the forest and you're hunting something, so it's not like I'm expecting you to make a lot of noise, you
And
know.
we're not running through the forest.
Uh,
Let's be reasonable here.
we're not doing the Fellowship of the Rings chasing down the orcs type shit.
I swore I uploaded that token. Where did it go? You call out, and your response is the sounds of a few barks and growls.
Sounds like we're coming onto wolves.
We're doing what? Sorry.
Okay, coming upon wolves.
Not
First,
much
Right?
better, but whatever. It's
yeah,
fine.
but you're gonna turn that into a dirty thing too.
Is it dirty? I'm not sure.
Coming upon.
I don't get it.
How
Oh,
about
you,
coming
Okay.
across?
oh,
That
you
that that
sweet
that may
summer
I.
child.
Yes, summer child. So what do you guys do?
Can we see the wolves?
No.
Then I continue forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
continue
will say,
forward. Go ahead.
uh, Al is continuing forward with them, but he's like watching the back.
I mean, I
Yeah,
have
just
my shield raised and
continue
I'm looking
forward,
around as
ready
well, but
for anything that might happen.
ready for action.
Okay. 1 second. I forgot to activate movement on these tokens.
Well,
I'm just
maybe
gonna
you should
set it.
activate that.
I'm gonna set it to all players. That way you guys can control your functions here. Your sword, L, your sword of
Yeah.
warning, begins to glow with a slight reddish purple color. Because of the fact that this is a function of your abilities, a function of your effect of your class, I'm going to say that you recognize this as a what's I'm looking for? Not bestial. Bestial, that's the word. Where it's not focusing so much on it's not a nature, not a natural enemy that's approaching.
Something's coming, and it's not wolves.
Well, it's more like you guys are approaching it.
Oh, I mean, we're coming across something then.
Now, here's my question. We are about to enter into a combat scenario because of the fact that you guys are moving forward into this area. Stop. Um, the question is, being 9 o'clock CST or what, 10 o'clock EST, do we want to enter combat or are we going to call it here?
Uh, that's up to Meg, because I'm good to go.
That's what I'm asking.
Hang on 1 second.
Because we have been going for an hour and 52 minutes so far.
Well, we had kind of a late start in a lot of like beginning role plays, so.
Yep. He's checking to see if we should call it here or if we can go into combat, so.
Oh, I understand that completely, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to continue.
Okay, so
So we'll need to
this.
stop it here.
Okay, well, I'm going to do a little bit of a narrative as you guys move forward, and you can hear the growling barks and the aggressive movements. But one of the things that catches your eye, Mag, being more survival focused, the other is the sound of slithering, the sound of things pushing through the brush, the sound of teeth clawing its way through the undergrowth. And you notice both you and I'm going to say all three of you notice this because of the fact that you're all walking together and focused. You notice that there are pockets of shadow moving about you now. The shadow is darker than just darkness. It is magical in essence.
Ooh.
And you start noticing that the pack is starting to encircle you. So that's where we will pick off next time. I will get the battle map set up so we can hit the ground running next time. So I just want to thank everybody for playing and saying This is 40 Grit saying, thank you for joining us, and let's see where the dark path takes us.
And as for
Have a good
my
night.
outro, thank you for joining me on Weaver's Wonderful World. And remember, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Bacon is the best breakfast food. So eat up, stay healthy, and I'll catch you guys in the next session.